How's it going, everybody? David Hedge here, House Hedge Gaming, and today we are unboxing a Nostalgix TCG Cosmic Collisions booster box. This is the latest set in this fantastic game that I'll be giving out along with many other things at Gen Con, and we'll be going over that in 2 weeks' time after the conclusion of my Horrified playthrough series next week as I venture into Horrified World of Monsters. But before we get into that, I want to talk about an event I just recently went to for Cyndi and I's 15-year wedding anniversary, and that was Stray Kids at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Now, this was unlike any concert I've been to, and I've been to several concerts, whether it be rock, metal, country. This was something far different. And you might be wondering, Dave, why are you mentioning Stray Kids on the channel? Well, one, I can link their song titles to board games, so like Railways, Ticket to Ride. We have Domino, which is linked to Dominoes. It's not too far of a stretch there, but Giants. There's Giants in D&D and things of that nature. But the biggest thing of all is just the feel and the atmosphere from the concert is reminiscent to one of Gen Con. Everybody is coming together to enjoy their common thread, if you will, and that was for this was Stray Kids. The fans of Stray Kids are called Stay, and I guess you can call me a Stay or a bouncer of Stay, based like an enforcer or something like that. I always just said like, I'm a wrestler, I could be like the enforcer for Stay or whatever. But just the atmosphere is something that is undescribable when it comes to music concerts, because here you have about 40 some thousand people singing in unison, ringing out throughout Chicago, and just the whole experience itself and that atmosphere, and seeing everybody checking in on each other and everybody giving each other trinkets, whether it be wristbands or bracelets or cards or anything like that. It reminded me so much of Gen Con, because we do that same thing at Gen Con. We check in on each other. If we see somebody in trouble, we help each other out to learn games and help each other get from point A to point B. We have the cosplay clerics and everything that go around and checking on the cosplayers, making sure they're looking their best and fixing any problems that they have. And just everybody coming together for one single cause. And it doesn't matter what your background is, what your sexuality is, what your skin color is. It doesn't matter. We're all just coming together for a few hours and just enjoying one thing that we all have in common, and just being able to do that, especially this day and age, is amazing and awesome, and I really enjoyed it. But the biggest thing that got the biggest smile on my face was seeing Cyndi's face and Hannie's face while they were enjoying the concert. It was something that I really am glad that we were able to do, and hopefully we'll be able to do again. But everybody started getting sad because the concert was over. And in my eyes, I see things a little bit different sometimes. And with us going through this world, each time we go to a concert or each time we go to an event or anything like that, it's a chapter that is closing, because we looked forward to that event, we looked forward to the concert, and then when it ends, that's the end of that chapter. But then we go on to the next adventure, and then we go on to the next thing, and then we can look back on the memories we made at that previous event, and then look forward to the next one that we're going to be able to do. So that's what's been happening with us, especially Cyndi and Hannie. Both of them have had those post concert blues, and I've had that post Gen Con feeling before, to where you are surrounded by so many people and you're surrounded by that energy, and then all of a sudden it's just gone, and you have to go back to the real world, if you will. And so it's definitely can hit hard, but like I explained to them, it's an ending of a chapter that you were looking forward to, and now we go to the next one. And so now we get ready to go to Gen Con. Though we're already planning on the next Stray Kids concert. We're going to try to go to BTS when they come out next year, because they're going to be doing a comeback tour. And we got Penn and Teller, Cyndi and I are looking forward to. And I've never seen Penn and Teller live, and I'm looking forward to that. You give yourself stuff to look forward to. And even though, yeah, when it's over, you're going to be feeling sad because it's over, but it's memories that you were able to make. And that's the one thing that I've always been a huge proponent of, is this, you make the memories because it's something that you can just look back on and go, wow, I can't believe I was there. Or, man, I can't believe we did that. And I love doing that. And I've been able to use that all these years for Gen Con and from wrestling shows and from concerts and from where I've worked at and everything because I love telling stories. And that's what we do is that we live and we make those kind of moments to where we can just tell those stories and just share them with so many people, with our friends and family. And I know for me, I do a lot of repeat storytelling, but every time it's enjoyable for them and they laugh and everybody has a great time with it. And just, it's great looking back on those things, just making those memories. And so it was great to be able to be a part of that. And I'm looking forward to the next time being able to go to a concert like that. But I wanted to share that with you because it was something that it did remind me a lot of Gen Con, except there's a lot more unison and voice when it came to singing. For all of us at Gen Con, it's unison of dice rolling or card flicking or meeple moving. Just it reminded me so much of that kind of comparison between the two. And I want to share that with you. So, but now I'm going to share with you what's inside the box here for Cosmic Collision from Nostalgix TCG. So let's switch camera angles and see what's inside. All right, here we go. This is the Cosmic Collision Nostalgix trading card game, an interdimensional custom card game. So I came across this a few years ago at Gen Con, and during the prep for Gen Con, I wanted to give some stuff away, and so they had a sale going on where they were getting ready to move, and so they had a huge sale for a lot of people to get some product in hand, and so I partook of that a little bit, and then I was like, hey, am I able to, if you send some stuff my way, like promos or anything, I would love to give them out. And they went, yeah. So they gave me a lot of promos. I got some playmats and everything. And we're just going to have fun giving that out at Gen Con. You'll see that in a couple weeks. But let's go over some of these cards here in this box and see what we got. So we got an Akaru, I do believe that's the name. If I butcher any of these names, I do apologize. But we have Leica. We have an asteroid belt. We have Intite. We have Change Fate. We have Kaboo. We have the Greatest Reset. Now I love the artwork on this too. Like a lot of the artwork on this is really nice. We have Out of Bounds. We have Reflective Panel. And we have a Star Frog right off the bat. So basically with these kind of characters, they're a spin off of Star Fox. So we got the leader. We have Star Frog. First one right there. That's really cool. I like that. All right. So now we go pack number 2. And these packs are a lot easier to open than the original set. So we got something pretty cool back there. All right. We got Escape Pod. We got Deep Meditation. Another one of the Intite there. We have Bob the Blob. We have a Lucky Tadpole. We have Aries, Sagittarius, Virgo. We have Freya Luki. Really love the art style on that. It's pretty cool. Like the little bit of the old retro feel to it. And a Centaurtigrade. That, man, that's really nice. Shoot. And for those who might not know how to play Nostalgix, just real quick, these are like the main characters. These are basically your fighters that you'll be using. So for the fighters, you have your cost of how much it would take for you to put them out into play. You have their health. You have their... Some of them will have these shields, so this is like how much damage they can take. So they got like a little bit of defense there. And then you have their attacks. So think of it as if Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon and Magic came together, that's what Nostalgix is. And it's a fun game to play. It's really easy to learn, hard to master, but it is a whole lot of fun. Each set has a lot of different themes. So this one, Cosmic Collision, you're guessing it. It's space, but it's also, you have the astrological signs and everything in here. Kumgrade, we have Astral Projection. Another Intite. We have Yakara. Planetary Alignment. We have Namora. Colliding Dimensions, Eclipse, G-Force, and whoa, hello. All right, wow. Yeah, that made me drop my cards there. We have Achilles, the Demon Queen. That is, wow. That is going to be a big son of a gun. Shoot. And it's one of those where it actually overlays over to your hero, so it basically replaces your hero in here, which your hero is basically like a commander in Magic the Gathering or a persona in several other different games. It's basically the character you're portraying. So that gives you another person to use, but that is really, I love how that turned out. Like, man, that is nice. All right. Next pack here. And I'll go over, I've already gone over some of the playthrough on the characters, so I'll go into some of the other stuff too. So there's some that you'll have equipment, which basically goes on the characters to help beef them up, whether it be for attack or defense. So we have like homing beacon here. We have anti-gravity, which we have a chakra alignment. A lot of these, you want to see some that are like surprises that'll happen when something takes place. So like this is what this kind of stuff's here for. We have Mugu. We have Supernova. We have Inversion Zone. These are basically field zones or battlegrounds, if you will, that are on the board. So they would go like right around this area here. We have Ferebus. We have Oblivion. We have Nakira Mari. God, that's awesome. And we have Bungie, another one of the under the command of Starfrog. So that is like, I love the way these foilings turned out. They're definitely better than Magic foilings, I'll tell you that, because those things look like Pringles sometimes. I tell you what, I'm going to pause the video right here. We're going to get back to this. I'm going to get one of the other playmats to help show you about the different areas on the board here, so I can go over a little bit more of how the game goes. So I'll be right back. All right, we're back with your regularly scheduled box opening. All right, so this mat, it's a little bit cleaner. I love the world map that we just had, but this one is one of the angels that you can get in the game. But the way it's laid out in here, so you have your fighters here, you would have your equipments and surprises back here, and you'd also put your hero back here as well, because there's some cases where your hero can indeed attack different fighters. Up here you have the different battle zones or arenas, if you will. And then in this corner here, you put your prize tokens. Now you start out with 10 prize tokens. The way to win the game is either you knock out your opponent's hero, or you claim 10 of your prize tokens by getting, or empty your prize tokens, excuse me, because there are ways to increase the prize counters by knocking out your opponent's fighters. So that's how you play the game. It's very simple and easy. You have, if you played Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh, like I said, it takes from Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. If you played any of those games, this one's going to be easy to pick up, and you're going to see that's a little bit harder to master on this one. All right, so we have Homing Beacon, Cosmic Slam, Gravity Shoes, we have Shadow of the Void, we have Mana Casino, Cancer, Rick, Eclipse, we have Gamma Rays, and we have Refracta. God, I love the artwork on these things. These are really nice. Love that. All right. So next one. We're just going to keep going down. I'm going to try to go through these quick because I could just go through these and go through every single bit of the game. So we're just going to cut to like some of the back ones here. If there's one that catches my eye, like Mr. Bungie, I'll let you know. All right, so we're going to keep going through here. Dark Offering, Gemini, Oblivion. We have Cerbercat, and we have Devasta. Wow, you went from cute to menacing in one shot. Way to go, Nostalgix. Yeah, these are really nice. Shoot. All right, so, and you're going to see on some of the fighters, they'll have like evolve from ... Think of it as Pokemon. Because you're going to have characters that will evolve from one to another. So Pokemon, Digimon, that sort of vein as well. All right, so let's go on ahead and get to this next one here. One of the things about this set too is that every pack had at least one foil. Got a Sword of Duality. We have Yugen. That is both amazing artwork and scary as heck. It's a demon, so it makes perfect sense to be frightening. That is nuts. But ability Blood Moon, that's a Blood Moon. All right, I see what you're doing. All right, next one. Bust this open here. We got a Bandicoot. Just gonna keep going. Abducta. We have another Bob the Blob. We have Scorpio. We have another Freya Luki, and then we have Yokaijin. That's really nice. So you'll see stuff like has like Void. Void is basically the version of the Graveyard. So this one he can deal, for example, he has an attack called Red Dawn, 6 damage to a fighter hero. Void the top 4 cards of your deck. So it's a powerful attack, but you're definitely paying a price being able to pull that off by having to get rid of your deck. Unlike most games, if you get decked out in this game, you don't replenish. You don't lose the game because you get decked out. You just have to work with what you got, because every turn that you're not able to draw a card, your opponent will be able to just take a prize counter to get them one step closer to winning the game. We have Grace of Nost. We have Destructa, G-Force. We have another Star Frog. So we got 2 Star Frogs. So basically, extra life, if you will, if you like playing a Highlander version of the game. But now we got multiple Star Frogs we can put into a deck. And that's the one thing I like about this game too, is that it's like a lot of other card games. You're able to customize the gameplay however you would like. With this one, you can play as Highlander. You can definitely play it as intended. You can adjust the rules accordingly to make the game your own. I really do like that. We have Pisces. We have Capricorn. We have a Satellite Sling. We have Nikira Mari. And then, wow. That's a different version of Yokaijin. And that is amazing. I really do. I like this artwork there, but this one is, that is very nice. I really do like that. The artwork on this is really well done. I really do appreciate what they did here for this. So we have Temple of Ancient Ways. I'm going to keep on going here. The Greatest Reset, Bound, Out of Bounds, Goldilocks Zone, and we have another Centardigrad. All right, here we go. We got Magical Telescope. We got Field of Revealing Light. Maybe a little play on the swords there. Big Bang, Sagittarius, Virgo, a Soul Jar, and then we have another Bungee. All right, next one here. We're just going to move this over. Now, I know with some card games, especially like with smaller companies, even though Nostalgia has been around for a few years, a lot of companies go with hand-drawn or a mix of like computer techniques for drawings and all. So one thing I really do respect about them is that they were able to get artists, no matter what the medium it is that they have, whether it be from hand drawing or from using computer to be able to do like the cell shading and everything. No matter which one they do, Kraken Beard. Oh, I love that. Nice Kraken Beard there. Be able to give you as a hero. No matter what avenue it is, I really do appreciate them doing it. And I know some other companies, they'll do like AI as like a background for it, and then the foreground is like the major character in the picture. I think that's a good balance of using AI, is having to use it as like a background thing, but have the foreground be the major focus in the card. And so being able to do that, I think, is really cool. And plus, like I said, with Nostalgix, they do a lot of a combination of all sorts of different techniques, and I really appreciate that. We got an Abducta here, and we have Hero Helper V. I'll go into later about what that X can mean for the health on that one. But it's another one of those that can actually help you out in the game because, well, it's a helper. But that's one thing I've gotten a lot too, is that some people, when they see a card game anymore that's like a starter card game, or one that's only been around for a couple years, or doesn't really have the exposure that a lot of other games do, they just immediately think, oh, it's AI. But a lot of these, they try not to do the AI artwork unless it's like in conjunction with an actual artist to do a decent like 50-50 split or anything like that. Like I said before, background AI, foreground the main artist. But some companies, if you're just starting out and if you need to use AI just to get some images on your cards to get out there and then you get artists later, I can completely understand that, because you're trying to get something off the ground, you want to get something on the cards, and you may need something as a placeholder for the time being. So being able to use AI in that aspect of it, um, I think's all right. But the more you can get artists involved in being able to bring your game to life, I think that's the best thing right there. And we have Sonara, uh, another one of Star Frog's crew there. All right, so let's go to the next one here. So, like when I was going through and I was getting stuff for the conventions and everything, I wanted to make sure. Uh, I love playing different card games. I've always been a huge fan of card games, and when Nostalgix came along back in 22, I want to make sure to still have some stuff to play with that. Um, so I get to play with family and friends now, and we have a Cadaver there, and we have, oh wow, uh, Rayleigh Empress of Carrion. That I really love that artwork. I love the way those cards are designed. Um, I've always been a huge fan of TCGs. I've always done like my biggest one. I always will go to is Magic the Gathering, but I play like Versus System. WWE Raw Deal, when that game was around, I really did enjoy the wrestling card game. The WCW one, not so much. That could have been done a whole lot differently. But any card game that ever comes along, I'll at least give it a shot. And this was one of those games when I came across it, saw it, played it, really enjoyed it. And it's one that I've shown people at game stores, but a lot of the play I get to have is just like the play groups at home and be able to just build decks and just have a blast with them there. And wow, all right, so we got the regular version there, and that one looks just as nice as the one there. That's really cool. So, but I've also, in addition to Nostalgix, looking forward to doing more with Soul Masters TCG. I would love to do more with Alpha Clash if I can in the future. I think that'd be really cool. But I've just been one of those people that will always try a card game and definitely give it a shot and see how it is. All right, we got Destructa here, and we have the Atomic Frog. Love the vibes that it's going for here. It's like it's a cross between a Star Cadet, but also a little bit of a K-pop band feel there for that. I guess I still got like K-pop on the brain from the Stray Kids concert. All right, so next one we have going through here. But yeah, like this is one of those games. Like I said, it's quick and easy to learn, but it's definitely one hard to master. And hopefully, I can hook people up with some amazing with starters and boosters and everything, so you can somebody at home can play the game and get the word out about this great game. Oh, hello, Celestis. We got a big sky whale. I'm always a sucker for a sky whale, especially since I'm a huge fan of the English Final Fantasy II game. Um, that's probably one of my favorite Final Fantasies that's ever come out. I'm old school on that way. Even though it frustrates me that sometimes the SNES cartridge would not save the game because, well, internal batteries are a bum when it comes to those suckers. But it's okay. All right. So we just got a couple weeks left until Gen Con. I know I'm just bouncing around talking here, but this is more just like a hangout stream. Here we got Lucky Frog, and we have Blobathan. That love that. It's like a sky surfing here. Nice, and has a big appetite. But we got the Lucky Frog, which is the mascot for Nostalgix TCG. We got a couple weeks left for Gen Con. Sorry, I just rocked the camera. So I'm getting everything together for the consignment store. I'll be getting everything together for the stuff I'll be giving out. You'll be seeing that video, like I said earlier, in a couple weeks after Horrified. And I'm just looking forward to it. It's going to be a whole lot of fun to be able to... Oh, wow. Iwakaris. Silencing Croak. Yeah, that would be a silencing croaker, all right. That's a big boy right there. But Gen Con is going to be amazing. And it's the first year I'm able to go and just do a lot more with the channel than I was able to the past couple years when I first started it. It's going to be something that I'm really looking forward to. And hopefully I get to meet a lot of you there. All right, we got Mirage, and then we have Q-Star. Uh, Cute little bugger, but probably can blast the heck out of you with a space cannon. Um, I can't wait to build a deck around those. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. All right, next one here. We have in this pack. But in the comments below, if you're going to Gen Con, let me know what you're looking forward to going and doing at this event, because it's going to be a whole lot of fun there. We got another Kraken beard here. Awesome. Because that's the one thing I've always done is going to Gen Con. I will always go and try as many games as I can. Do some unique experiences. Like this year, we're doing Faster, Purple Worm, Kill Kill. We're going to be doing that D&D show and then going straight into D20 Burlesque. I'll be going to try as many games as I can, play some games, and check out the auction. We got another Soul Jar. We got another Helper V there. And just have a blast with it, because you're going to be surrounded by 70,000 gamers, and you're going to be able to run into some amazing people, interesting people from all over the world. And that's the one thing I always look forward to, just meeting some amazing people, whether it be vendors. We got another Sonara, awesome. Whether it be vendors, whether it be attendees, cosplayers, you name it. I look forward to meeting everybody, and I'll be more than happy to talk to anybody that runs into me and just says hi. Even if it's just for a moment, I'll be more than happy to talk to you. All right, so we're going to keep going through here. We have another Abducta, and then we have another Ryla, Empress of Carrion. So we got 3 of those right now. I'll probably end up bringing some of those with me to give away too, because I can see myself needing 1, maybe 2, but not a lot of them. So I'll definitely be bringing those with me. All right, so we got Game Over. We got Aquarius. Forget about it. We're going to keep going here, and we have Devasta. We got the big one. We got the original one earlier. This, I really love how those turned out. Like, those are really nice. But yeah, just like this year, the one thing that I've noticed more than anything else, though, is that leading up to Gen Con this year, yeah, I've always had that excitement about going to the event, but it's not as prominent as we have a Cadaver and we have another Atomic Frog. It's not as prominent as what it usually is, even though I'm really still excited about it. But a lot of the play groups that I had back in Roanoke, I would see them pretty much every day because a lot of my work with them, and then we would start talking about Gen Con and start talking about everything that's getting ready to come up. And this year, I've been able to talk about it with my wife and Hannie and everything, but I haven't had a chance to really make another play group up here. I have a few people I've been able to start playing games with and all. Celestis, another one, very nice. Hopefully I can get them on the channel at some point down the line. But I just really don't have those play groups right now. And so it just has that weird feeling like you're looking forward to the event. I'm sure I'm going to be able to run into some of them while I'm at Gen Con. But just not to be able to hype it up every day and be able to talk about everything going on in the world of gaming. It's a little weird, but something I'm getting used to. So just getting used to that new normal. All right, so we got a Destructa, and we have another Blobathan. So we're almost through the box here. And I know I'm talking a lot, but like I said, this is just more of an informal box opening. I'll be doing some more in-depth later. And I wanted to go over some of the gameplay. I'm glad I was able to do that too here for this video. We have another Iwakaris. That's a big ugly frog, but I love it. But yeah, it's just one of those videos I wanted to do. I know I'm just bouncing around on stuff. I know I'm hitting the camera a little bit, and I do apologize, but I wanted to break up the Horrified thing a little bit because I know I've been doing that for the past few weeks, and I want to do something a little different before we head into Gen Con. All right, so we now got another Lucky Frog, and we got another Q-Star. So almost done here. In case you're wondering, down here on this part of the map, going back to how the game plays, like I said, I'm bouncing around. So we have the mana down here. So you start off with like 1 mana on your turn, and then it'll increase each turn. And so your current mana, but you'll just adjust those to play your cards during the game. If you go second, you get like an extra mana token. So you get a +1 mana at some point down the line to spend. So you can be able to get a little jump on your opponent, even though you're going second. So it's like a consolation prize. We have another Goldilocks zone, and we have a Colossopotamus. It's a space hippo if I've ever seen one. Love that. Also, real quick, before I get to the end of this box, I do want to thank Zaba and all those at Nostalgix for hooking me up with the promos and all that I'll be giving out. And plus, just hooking me up with a lot of extra stuff that I got during the sale they had. I thought it was really awesome that they did that. I got a Mirage, and we have Kitsaith. Really nice. Cool. I just want to thank them for sending that stuff so I can actually be able to give it out. Because originally it was just going to be a couple board games, and now it's just turned into a plethora of items during Gen Con. And I'm just looking forward to being able to do that and meet some amazing people and get to see everybody in person. Because there's a lot of people I interact with online. Beneath, nice. That I talk to them online a little bit and interact in the comments. And some of them I've met over the years, but I can't wait to meet them again, and I can't wait to see more people. And just be able to enjoy the best 4 days in gaming and just anything else I can get into. So we got one last pack here. Looks like we got Liddy, a cool little cat there. And we have Vocadilius. That is a huge Titan. That I can't wait to try out here. But that's in the box. But yeah, it's just, I want to do this video, like I said, just to break up a little bit of what we're doing with the Horrified series and just to talk a little bit. And I know I ramble, but at age 42, I was blessed with the gift of gab, and every so often I want to talk and just go over some things that are going through my head and everything. So, but thank you all so much for watching the video and checking it out. And if you like it, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Let everybody know the House Hedge Gaming is here for all of your gaming needs as we march on ever so closer to Gen Con 2025. But until next time, when we have the last game in the Horrified series, and then we have Gen Con prep, and then Gen Con itself, until then, my friends, stay safe and take care.